Well, today what we're going to do is look at my latest orders that came in yesterday. I got the package from Allegory Gallery. I got some friend mail from my Beading Buddy, Chris, and we got our Bargain Bead Box. So we got lots of things to take a look at. And this will be my last live this week unless I decide to go live from the festival. I'm not sure if I will or not. I always say I'm going to, and then I get busy and I don't. So, um, uh, but if I do, hey Brandy, hi Anita, that'll be great. But if I don't remember, oh well, I'm sorry. Hey Tammy. So we're going to turn down a minute and we're going to look at our first our order from Allegory Gallery. This was the stuff I said I was testing it before I ordered any more to see if it was what I really wanted, and it is. Hi Beth. Am I feeling okay? Actually, I have a bit of a headache today, and I didn't know that you noticed, so hopefully it won't interrupt too much. Generally, it's because my blood sugar's a little bit whacked, and it is. So, hi Pauline. So, I just have to drink a lot of water, get myself rehydrated and stuff. So we'll be fine. Anyway, this they advertised this as side-stitched silk ribbon. And I'm like, side-stitched silk ribbon? That sounds like fairy silk. I wonder if that's fairy silk. Well, it is. And it's only $6 a strand. So that's pretty darn good price for fairy silk. So if anybody wants some fairy silk, I'm always being asked when I use it, where'd you get it? And the place I had gotten it in the past was had gone out of business, so I hadn't been able to get any more. So it was really thrilling to find a place that had it for a really reasonable price of $6 a strand. So we're going to look at those colors because I got a number of different colors, and you can see what I mean. So if anybody wants fairy silk, I did not get all the colors they had. They have a whole bunch of colors. I was really thrilled. And I got a sweet note from William as well as my order. So let's turn down and we will look at these. Now I had this set a little different than normal because I was working on my circlet and was trying not to go out of screen. Easier said than done when you're working with a 2-foot piece of wire. Hi, Pauline. It's good to see you. So this is my box from Allegory Gallery. And look at all the pretties in here, people. This is my note from William. It says, "Thank you so much, Rosanna. Great to see your name again. You picked a beautiful selection of colors, and I hope you'll show us how you use them." So I thought that was really cool. I haven't ordered from Allegory Gallery for quite some time, so I was like, oh, they recognize my name. He's on top of his customers. So these are the silks I got. I think I have 6 different colors here. And we have scarlet. Now I got this one because I have another red dragon here. One of these guys. And well, I have 2, but this one still has the pendant holder on it as opposed to, or the pendant loop, as opposed to the ones that don't. So this one doesn't need to have a harness. So I got him, the red for him. So I'll probably put something together with these 2 later. I don't think we'll have time today, but that's what I plan on doing. This is Mandarin orange. It's a pretty color. It's a pale orange. It's very nice. Like I said, they had a number of different colors. I just picked a variety of things that I thought that I would like. They are nice, guys. You're right. Hi, Georgina. Hey, Lori. So then this one is one they called Fuchsia Purple Ombre. So it does variegate a little bit. It's not a lot of variegation in the color, but there is some. But I thought I liked this purple quite a bit. Like I say, there is some variance in color. See how it's a little darker right here? So that's the ombre, and I think this is a really pretty purple. So there's, well, that's number 3 because we already looked at scarlet, right? Now this is what they called rose pink. Well, we had to have rose pink for me, didn't we? So pink is my favorite color, and hey, it's rose. So there's the rose pink. Though when it comes right down to brass tacks, this last one is my favorite pink. It's a hot pink. Well, it's magenta. This one's thin. It probably could use a little bit of ironing to pull it apart somewhat. As I was talking when we were making the purse charms with the sari silk the other day, occasionally, they curl themselves up a little bit, and sometimes you need to iron them a bit to get that floof back into them. Otherwise, they're just tiny. So this one is called Buttercup Yellow. I didn't get a green one. I'm surprised at myself I didn't get a green one, but oh well. And then this one is magenta, my favorite color. Bright, pretty pink. And so those are our side stitched silks, which in effect are what they also call fairy silk. So if anybody's been looking for fairy silk, Allegory Gallery has it in a number of colors. So they were $6 a piece. About how long are they? I didn't measure. I've never measured a fairy silk. I couldn't tell you. So let's get one of them out. Looks like the pink is on the top. Well, actually, the red was still out. I stuck it over here with my dragon. But here's our ruler. There's 1 foot, 2, 3, and a few inches. 4 inches, so 40 inches. They're 40 inches. Now, you can take these and cut them. It sort of is one of those cringy things, like, oh, cut it? But you certainly can. I've got to admit, I'm not a big fan of cutting them, but I do have a few patterns for like some bracelets and things where you wrap it around the wire core, and you have to cut it, but whatever. Anyway, I also got some friend mail from my Beading Buddy. Our Platinum Lady group has Beading Buddies, and this was my last month's Beading Buddy. I now have a new one, but this was the last package I got from my original Beading Buddy, and here's all the goodies she sent me, and there are some real goodies in here. I was thrilled. The first thing I had pulled out was this metal heart that has the rhinestone centers in the flowers, though of course these ones on the side don't. They try and pop out. So anyway, so we have this pretty heart. Let's pull it out of this bag so you can see it better. But it's very, very pretty, and it is metal. Well, this month, my beading buddy is Beth. Last month, it was Chris. So this is my pretty heart that came here. Where did you find them? I just looked and it showed no results. Did you look for side stitched silk? Because that's what they call it, is side stitched silk, Beth. See if they have a number or anything on here. No, it just says side stitched silk ribbon. I found them because they, for some reason, popped up on my page. So I just clicked over, and sure enough, there was a ton of different colors. So here's some chandeliers. These are little ones. These would be ones if you're making them into earrings where you'd want to put either a bead strand or just a bit of chain up to your, and then bead along these. So they're very pretty. And they will make a great pair of earrings. And she sent me some chain. Always nice to have chain, isn't it? And oh, this is pretty nice chain. It looks like there's a little hunk in here. There's a couple of little hunks as well as the bigger hunk. These are always, I always say if you have scrap chain to save them because they're great for earrings. If you're making a dangle earring, you can just put a little bead strand at the bottom and have your chain be the top, and it's really lets them hang down good. It did bring it up. That's good, Beth. Yeah, side stitch silk, and it came. I just ordered 6 colors. I wanted to check to see if it was actually what I wanted. It was exactly what I wanted. And so I will probably go in and get some other colors. For instance, if they have greens or browns or things like that that I don't already have, then I probably will. So we have a couple of different pendant, also some other pendants here. We have, this one's on a nice bell too. I'm not much for pinch bells, but this upper bell is really nice. And this is a nice crystal. Isn't that pretty? It's got lots of flash in the facets and stuff. She sent me fall colors, and she said, I hope it gets there in time for you to use them because of fall colors. And I'm like, I can use fall colors anytime I bloody well want to, but definitely for fall. But check out these. These are stunning. I just loved these. Those pretty. So those are really pretty, and there's 2 of them. So if I want to make these into some fancy earrings, that would be perfect. I love the ombre between the yellow and the orange. I think this is just really, really pretty. So those are the first things I just gravitated to. I was like, ooh, I like those. And then these, let's get a tray out. These, I have had this shape in beads before, but I haven't been able to find it for some time. I had carnelians of this. I don't think these are carnelians. I think it's probably a quartz or an agate, but oh, I think this is a fun shape, and these are really nice. I really, really like them. Then these little beauties, I think they call this color champagne, and they're star cuts. Aren't those pretty? Or English cut, depending on how you want to call them. Some people call them star cuts, some call English cuts. I don't know if the cut's any different, but it looks the same to me. So, so those are really, it's one of my favorite cuts. So she sent me some things that I was just like, oh, cool, love it. We have some regular green rondelles. Just pretty. Oh, Tina, that's right. You're flying today. Hope you haven't had any problems. So you're in, hey, Chris. So Chris, who just popped in, was my beading buddy last month, and these are from her. So, oh, we have some little orange bicones. Forgot about these little guys. I love a little bicone. These are great for on circlets or just as little accents in just about anything you want to use them in. So I love a little bicone. Come on, go down in the bag. There you go, baby. We have some like golden topaz cubes. So those are pretty. Hey, Bonnie, good to see you. So now we have some leaves. Actually, I've got a couple of things of leaves here, but these are big leaves. They would be more of like a dangle for a necklace, hanging them down, put them in a pendant, something that where a big leaf would be nice. They also they have the hole up here at the top. I could see these as decorative for a necklace, like if you want to do 3 or 4 of them as a necklace with maybe another pendant piece that they could dangle down from as in the middle, or even just like that as a necklace here. Be pretty. Of course, because their hole is right here, you would have to wrap them to, or at least use a pinch bell to put them on. But those are pretty. We have one other leaf. And as I said to Chris yesterday when I got these and sent her a message saying thank you, I was getting pretty low on this style of leaf. I have lots of them with the hole running from the top to the bottom because I actually like that style quite a bit. But, you know, sometimes you need these little guys that sit off to the side when you're doing them. So I was almost out of those, so it was really cool to get these. So, and these are a little different in color. See, one side has like a foil on it, and then the front side, and it just really amplifies the color on the front side of them. So there's my little green leaves. Then we got some orange looks like they're fire polish rounds, faceted rounds. Such a pretty orange. And then lastly, she sent me some faceted coins. Well, Chris loves coins. So I was like, oh, girlfriend, you gave up some of your beautiful coins for me. And so I was just really thrilled to get these. So we have 5 in orange and 4 in the champagne color. So they're very pretty, very sparkly. I do love some sparkle. So that was my Bead Buddy mail from Chris. So quite a little haul there. I was really thrilled with it, and I again thank you, Chris. Those are beautiful. And hey, Carolyn. So thanks again for that beautiful package of goodies. And lastly, we have our Bargain Bead Box. This came yesterday. I didn't get into it at all other than to open my package up here and hold this in a way that we could look at stuff. Here's our... Oh, I forgot to get the box to put stuff in. Yeah, we can get it later. I can do it later. It's over here right beside me. It's just tucked over, way over on the other side of my desk. Nah, I can live without it, sweetie. So this one is called Midnight Menagerie. Shadowy hues and nocturnal creatures combine in this fun yet elegant set. Pendants include a charming celestial cat, a bat set with golden sheen obsidian, and a faceted black obsidian teardrop. Gemstones in dark, moody colors mesh with sparkling crystals and silver findings to create an October twist on this classic silver and black palette. Actually, it said black and silver palette, but that's all right. Now we're going to refold it down this way, and they're talking about the contest that they always hold. Show us what you make with your shipment, and you'll be entered to win a $50 gift certificate to Bead Box Bargains, their sister site. And to enter, share a photo of your creation featuring the beads in this shipment via email to support@bargainbeadbox.com, or join our Facebook group, Bargain Bead Box Creative Corner, and share your photo there. Winner will be announced in our Facebook page in December. They have started making tutorials. Lauren does them. So if you want to watch a tutorial, and if you have any problems, you can get hold of them at support@bargainbeadbox.com. And let me tell you, when they say support, they really mean support. I have had bead strands with just 1 or 2 beads broken, and if you comment, you'll get a new strand of beads. So it's just like, whoa. So here is our list of goodies that we got. It's quite the list. We have 21 items today. Now, one of the things that I like is they always tell us if they're lead-free, nickel-free, or cadmium-free, because these are the things that some people are allergic to. Most of their things are lead-free and cadmium-free, and I'm pretty sure they're probably nickel-free as well, because nickel is one of those things they try to avoid in jewelry making things because, well, nickel's not good. That is the one thing that people are really tend to be allergic to. Okay, so this is number 12. Let's see if we can get them in some semblance of order. Start opening things up. This is 2, 14, 12, 18. Looks like we have some barrel beads. 7, and then 8 is here. This is 4, so below this one. 9. 13 over here. 6, 16, 12, 15. We got some more bats. These are not the same bats as I've had before. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We're missing 17. That's this one. 18. This must be number 1. It is. 5. 21. That's our last one. Beads are generally not the last thing on our list. 20. 19. This is what's usually the last thing on our list, chain. So let's just sort of set them aside, trying to keep them in some semblance of order. Oh, I don't see 10. Where did my 10? Oh, it's right here. Okay. 9, 8, 7, 7, 6, 5. We'll just put them in a pile, and then we can see, we can easily find the top one as much as possible. Okay, number 1 is a 26 by 46. Actually, we don't need this. Everything that's on this is actually on our packaging, so we might as well get it out of the way. 26 by 46 brass and golden sheen obsidian bat pendant. Its retail price is $5.99. Do you guys remember when all we got here on the packages was just a little number? Okay, it's a hanging upside down bat. Now this says it's golden sheen obsidian. Usually if with golden sheen, if you move it around, you can see a little bit of the gold in it. Yep, I just saw it. There's a little flash of gold right through here. I don't know if you guys managed to see that or not. Hey, Cynthia. Hey, Kimberly. Kimberly, I hope you got that problem you had last night settled. I was sorry to hear you were having problems with your... I'm not going to bother putting these back in the bag because later we're going to get the box and put them in. So number 2 is a 31 by 27 millimeter antique silver cat and moon pendant with glass. Retail price $3.99. Oh, I like the back of this. It's got little stars and what looks to be little bats flying around in the sky. See a little bat right there and here. All kinds of stars. Anyway, we'll flip it over. And it's a black glass. It doesn't state that on here, but it is. Little kitty sitting on a moon. Now, I think this would have been, it's pretty as is, but I think it would have been gorgeous with navy goldstone, because navy goldstone always reminds me of the night sky. So, hey, Dawn. How's my computer? Just the same. It doesn't want to do the volume anymore. The speakers aren't working again, and neither is my touch screen. I bought this computer, paid extra for it specifically because of the touch screen, because I really like to be able to just, flip it with my finger instead of having to get the mouse thing. But, so because I don't know if the speakers are not letting me, I have to check it when it gets onto YouTube to make sure that the speakers all worked all right. Number 3 is an 8 millimeter golden sheen obsidian round beads, 7.5 inch strand, $4.99 retail price. Now, see these? This is what I was talking about with the golden sheen. See, I turn it and see that nice flash of gold right there? Same with this one. Some of these have really good flash in them. Well, I don't know that I'd call them flash, but they have this golden hue through them. Some of them have more than others. Actually, I don't think I see a single one here that doesn't have some gold in it. So this is a really nice strand of golden sheen obsidian. For those of you who are wondering what Dawn is talking about, if you'll recall, about a month ago, I said my computer's not working right. It did an update, and it doesn't want to have the speakers work or my touch screen. And so I took it to the Geek Squad up at Best Buy, and they got those things working again. They said it was because I had updated, my computer had updated to Windows 11 from Windows 10, and the drivers weren't working quite right, so they had to get those fixed. Well, they've stopped working again, so I'm going to probably after we get back from the festival, I'm probably going to have to take it back to the Geek Squad again. Now this one is 4 by 3 millimeter golden sheen obsidian faceted round bead, 7.5 inches. Retail price is $6.99. Oh, look at those facets. And again, we've got lots of gold in these. I'm really liking that fact. So very, very pretty little guys. In you go. Number 5 is a 6 millimeter black agate dyed and heated round beads, 15 inches, $6.99 is the retail price. Now black agate is black, but it has some banding in it. As you can see, there's one right there. This one has lots of banding. And one is almost all gray. Ooh, that's a pretty bit of banding right there. Anyway, this is black agate, 6 millimeter rounds. Very pretty. Back in your package. Number 6, that's this guy. Ooh, this is the ones I was hoping, because I thought, oh, those are really pretty when Lauren did the sneak peek, and I was really waiting for these. These are 8 by 6 millimeter Malaysia jade dyed quartz rondelle beads in October nights. It's 7 inches for $5.99. And I like these a lot. They've got some purpley color, some red color. These are the ones when she showed them, I was like, ooh, I want those. But see, now this one is almost purple. This one's got lots of red. There's black. So far, I love these. These are really, really pretty. I like the variance in color, and they're very, very pretty. So that's number 6. Number 7 is 6 pieces of 13 by 10 millimeter black onyx dyed and heated barrel beads for $3.99 is their retail price. I know I had a tray out here. What did I do with it? Oops, dropped it out. I like this shape. When you have these flatter ends, a bigger daisy spacer and then a smaller one to step them down, makes a really cool look. So these are pretty solidly black, but then they are onyx. So it's very strange. It says dyed and heated, but onyx is black anyway. Why would you need to dye it? Just like, but whatever. So that's number 7. Number 8 is 10 pieces of 10 millimeter agate dyed heated striped Z beads, $5.99. Now I've seen these from other people that have some of them are more of the yellowy beaded color and some are more black. Looks like I got mostly yellow and green. And they actually look like a melon, a squash. So those are pretty cool. I like Z beads. I don't think I have very many of this style of pattern, but I think they're cool. You got white ones? You got white ones. How very bizarre. So you want the ones that look like this squash, huh, Kimberly? Interesting. So then, but like I said, I've seen from other unboxings of them that are more black or really dark brown, and as well as the greens and the yellows. So this is number 9. It's an 8 by 6 millimeter crystal rondelle beads in Moon Shadow Mix. It's a 16-inch strand. Suggested manufacturer's retail price is $4.99. Those are pretty. Now, I don't always like a mixed strand because if you want just one color, sometimes when you go to pull them all apart and divide those colors up, you don't get as many as you need of the one color, and you might get a whole bunch of some other colors. So I'm not saying I don't like these beads. I think they're beautiful. Hey, Debbie. You weren't thrilled when you opened them. I don't blame you. So anyway, I'm not saying I don't like these. I think they're very pretty. I just prefer a straight strand without the variants, but they are a nice strand of crystals. And these are great, but like I say, I would have preferred 3 different strands as opposed to. So let's see. This is number 10. It's 6 millimeter crystal English cut faceted round beads in black vitriol, 9.5 inches. $3.99 is the regular price. I love an English cut. Star cut is the other name that some people call them. Now, see, when they say vitriol, see that's dark on this one color, on the one side, but when you flip it, you get all these flashes of color. That's the coating that causes it to do that. It's very pretty. I like these a lot. It looks like our vitriol color is purple, because that's the flash, the color I'm seeing when I do a flip. Sometimes it's green, sometimes it's purple. This one is the purple. So in we go. So that's number 10. We want number 11 now. 20 pieces of 7.5 by 11 millimeter crystal faceted chevron barrel beads in black vitriol, $3.99. Now, we've had these in different colors. In fact, I think we had them in orange not that long ago. Was it orange? Maybe it was gray. I can't remember, but these are, I like these. This one of the few ones that are matte that I like is when they're half and half like this. This one, I don't see a lot. Oh, there's the flash from the vitriol down in there. It's buried down in the middle down there. Have to turn it just right. But see, here's the darker coating side, and then you flip it over, and you can turn it, and you can see the colors flashing in between our matted spots. Orange, gray, same thing. They were gray. Yeah, I have some orange ones too that I got somewhere. I can't remember where I got those from. That's probably why I was thinking orange. Let's see, we need number 12 now. Number 12 is Midnight Moonlight Bead Set, 1 piece, 25 by 13 millimeter boho bead, and 2 pieces of glowing lamp work. $3.99 is their retail price. So this is our glowing lamp work. It's got some copper embedded in it and some white. And this is our, what they call the boho bead. Now it's not quite put in there entirely straight, but that's sort of common when these kind of beads, because all these pieces are put in. This is a clay that's on either side. And then they embed these pieces into the clay before it gets fired. So, and not being straight is pretty common with this style of bead. So it's very pretty though. We'll make a nice focal. Actually, where are you at? Come here. I have an instant pendant here. This one's screws are not very big. Will you fit on here all right? Oh, actually, I could probably put a couple of spacers or tiny little beads beside it even to make a nice focal drop. So yeah, we can put a couple of maybe one of the star. No, they won't fit on here. Got to have something with a relatively good sized hole for them to fit into onto the Instapendant, because it's probably about I think it's probably even bigger than an 18 gauge wire here. This is not going to tell us really because it's not it's for stones. It says it's 1.4 millimeter. Come here, you. This is 16 gauge wire, and that's 1.6 millimeters. So it's almost a 16. So no, it is a 16 because when I push on it to get it tight, it's flipping between 1.6 and 1.4. So this is almost a 16 gauge wire. It's not quite. I can see it's a little smaller, but it's probably a 17 gauge or something like that. I doubt if it's an 18. It looks a little too big, but we'll put our beads back in our bag right here. Ah, Sid popped in. Hi, Sid. So that was number 12. Number 13 is 2 pieces of 22 by 19 millimeter enameled cat and crescent moon pendants. $2.99 is their retail price. I bought a couple of these little kitties the other day. I can't remember what I paid for them though, but they were in one of my bags. So aren't they cute? I like the black cat sitting on the crescent moon. It's interesting that the moon has got some decorative spots in it. I think these are cute. So that's number 13. Kind of pile here going. Number 14 is 2 pieces of 23 by 19 millimeter enameled bat donut pendants, lead-free, nickel-free, cadmium-free. $1.99 is their regular price. Oh, these are cute. They're little bat wings pulling up to make the donut. Those will make some cute earrings. Though you also could hook them. No, I don't think there was a hole. Come here, you. It was very number 1. Yep. Come here, number 1. Ouch. Stubborn thing. It has decided it wants to stay in here. There we go. No, there's not a hole. I was thinking we could hook another bat down below this bat, but there's not a hole in him, and I don't really see a place to easily put a hole in because you don't want it in his ears. So, but where's your package? There it is. But these are really cute little bat pieces here. Number 15 is 4 pieces of 20 to 56 millimeter filigree bat connector charms in antique silver. Oh, those are pretty cool. They got lots of holes so you can hang things, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 on either side, and then a 5th one down here at the bottom. So you could easily use this as a connector, or as, well, if you're going to use it as an earring piece, you'd have to hang it upside down, because this is where the hole is, unless you wanted to punch another one in his head. But make a cool bracelet finding, you'd have to bend it a little bit, but it would work for that. And I was actually thinking, oh, I could put these on an alligator clip or on a hairbreadth. But in you go, baby. So that was number 15. So this is number 16. Ta-da. These are 5.5 by 2 millimeter corrugated spacer beads, lead-free, cadmium-free, 10 grams, $2.99 is their retail price. I have some of these already. I like this kind of spacer. I think they're great. I actually even just had some right over here beside me the other day, because I was thinking that they would work nicely with my sun catcher piece. This piece that I was going to make into a another sun catcher. I must have moved them though, because I don't see them here beside in this bunch of stuff that I have still sit beside me. Probably used them for something else. Dorothy. So those are my little corrugated spacers. I love those spacers. Like I say, one of my favorites. In you go, baby. 17 is, we have some bead caps. 6 by 7 millimeter dotted bead caps, lead-free, cadmium-free, and 10 grams, $2.99 is their regular price. These are a nice bead cap, pretty good sized. They do have the little bump up here on the top here, which if you wanted to turn another one and go this way, makes for a nice double bead cap. See how that works? They should send mine by the pound. You're right, they should. How can we convince them to do that, Bonnie? That's 17. 18 is 2 pieces of 21 by 34 millimeter classic toggle class, lead-free, cadmium-free, $1.99. Now these guys are heavy. Actually, it's not as heavy as I thought. This half isn't anyway. When they were in the package, they felt heavy, but they aren't as heavy as I thought they were. Now, these work a little better than some because they have these ridges here on either side, so they don't slide out as easily, but I only use toggles when I'm going to have some weight behind it anymore. I used to use them a lot, but then if they were a lighter weight piece, the toggle would open because it didn't have the weight pulling the bar down as easily to the... Wonder if I could bend these. I'd have to try. I like my toggles slightly bent. It holds them better. By that I mean I had one sitting here. Let's see if I can find it. I have all kinds of things sitting here now from working on stuff for the show. Well, I would have swore the bar was here, but I'm not seeing it now. So whatever. Anyway, on to number 19. 19 is our 1 meter of 3 by 2 millimeter stainless steel cable chain. It's $3.99. Oh, this is a pretty one. I like this. I like this chain. I might have to order some more if they put it up in the extras. So, does it say if it's, yeah, it's stainless steel. If you're going to cut this chain, make sure you use your junky flush cutters. You don't want to give them a problem because it's steel. Okay, so 20 is 24 by 13 millimeter obsidian faceted teardrop pendant, $5.99. That's a pretty baby, isn't it? Oh, that must be the tray I was using some glitter in, because it just got a little speckle of green, bright green speckle, and I thought, ooh, that's pretty, but then I realized it was just my glitter. Bye, Pauline. So that is a little black crystal, obsidian. It's not a crystal, it's a piece of obsidian. Which, of course, is volcanic glass. So lastly, we have 4 millimeters cat's eye glass faceted round beads in a light peach, 7 inches, $2.49. It's a pretty color. I like this color a lot. It's very pretty, but when it comes right down to brass tacks, nothing else is this color. But then everything else is black, so I guess it doesn't make much difference. Black goes with everything, right? Well, except for these guys, they're not black. I don't think it would be a problem putting them with it anyway, though. It's pretty. So these are pretty little peach faceted, you know, and there you go, guys. Cat's eyes. And that's our Bargain Bead Box. I think these little bats will make some cute earrings. If there were 2 of these guys, I might make these into earrings because they're not a really, really huge pendant. But there's only one. There's our bat pendant. He's a hanging upside down bat. I do like these. These are cool, guys. I think I've already been seeing some pieces made with this set, and I think that I saw one, if I remember right, with these bats as connectors up the side of a necklace with our other bat hanging down. Where'd I put him? There he is. So he's hanging down from like here with these guys as connectors going that direction. So it's pretty cool. But I think I'm gonna see if these bend, because I think they would make a really cool bracelet. My Gothic bracelet. So I got my bracelet bender right here. There doesn't appear to be any specific front and back. They all look like they're about the same. So we're going to see if we can bend our bat a little bit here. A little bit more. He is bending, as you can see. Perfect. You're not thrilled with this month's box, Beth? Dawn says send you hers. You can send me them too, because I actually like black beads. Because, well, for one thing, you can fit them in with anything. They work really nicely. So, okay, I've got that bent as much as I want now. So, close you. Not sure. Maybe I should have got my box so I could get all this stuff out of my way now that I want to make something here. I've got spacers. These are going to be earrings. These are too big for the bracelet. You want to make these as focals for the bracelet if you're going to use them as the bracelet. I don't think I want the melon beads with this. Well, I guess I'll temporarily dump what I don't want to use back in the bag here. These are going to be earrings. I'm not sure with what beads. Some of these maybe. Keep these out. I could just chain it, make a chain necklace, bracelet. So, I'm going to use this bat. We don't need you. I don't want cat size. I'll leave the chain just in case I decide I want to use a little bit of it. We need some black beads. You know, we have our black kitty cats. Those will make good earrings as well. That's our necklace piece. Where's my kitty cat necklace piece? There he is. And maybe, I think a little too big. Okay. Let's see what we can come up with for our bat. Our bat is our focal. And actually, I'm thinking I have some jet flatbacks, which would look really cool in the middle of his back right here. If I can find where I put them. Are you the black? Nope, you're brown. Green. I have a whole bunch of beads that are not in these cases, but these are some of the most lovely cases for putting your flatbacks in. They're really helpful, especially when you start opening these little blister packs up, you know, like these guys. As soon as it's open, they're all over the place if you don't have something to put in. So these cases, I think I have 2 more of them somewhere around the house. I need to clean my crystal drawer and get things put away. Maybe a project for after this one, since I don't have another show till December. At the end, well, at the end of November, beginning of December kind of thing. But a lot of them nowadays, if you get the bead landing ones, it says European crystals. They come in one of these little cases, which is really sweet. I'm not finding my black beads. Oh, they're right here. Okay. this right on his back right here, like so. I actually have a, not sure I can get it out of here without tweezers. I might have to dig my tweezers out. Put a tiny one up on his head too if I wanted to, like so. Then he becomes very spooky. Actually, I sort of like that. One on the head, one on the body. Then we'll can hook on here on the edges of his wings here. And if you wanted to, you could even put more crystals on, but I think 2 is good. It just fell down. We'll get them on him later. This show that I'm doing this weekend is the last one before Halloween, so if I want to do any Halloween-like stuff, I need to take it to this one. And I've always debated putting Halloween stuff out at this show, but then the more I think about it, it's like Halloween is actually a really ancient holiday. And so, why the heck not? So there's our crystals for our bat's body. And that'll be one of the last things I do, because if I did it right now, I wouldn't be able to work with the, well, I could do it right now, and then I'd have to just design the bracelet, not the crystals. You don't want to mess with them too much before the glue dries. Let's put you guys right here. So, I love these beads, but I'm sort of leaning towards more or less an all black and silver bracelet here. So my crystal drawer is such a mess that once I open it, I have trouble getting it closed again. So it's a bit of a pain in the rear. Okay. Get some black soft flex out. Oops, there's black and there's some silver crimps even. So these. So we could just sort of design this right now. We can start building it. I'm thinking we're going to start with something not horribly huge right beside its wing. So we may start with one of these little guys. And maybe even 2 of these little guys if I want to do a... Now the only problem with using these tiny ones right beside the wing is that when it won't take a double string through it, or soft flex through it. So it would need to have it trimmed right at flush at your crimp. So actually, if I'm going to do that, what I should do is just get like 5 or 6 inches of soft flex out for each side. and then crimp it on right away, and then you can trim it without the beads getting in your way. So that's what I'm going to do. Get 6 and another 6, and see, I let it unspool. I should know better than that. Gotta get stuff priced this afternoon and packed, everything packed up. Well, we don't have to pack it up this morning. We don't need to leave until about 8 or 9 tomorrow, so I could pack some of it tomorrow, but I will be on the road at 10 o'clock, obviously, and again at 1:30 when my members live is. So I'm going to probably have to not to do either one. Definitely not do the morning one. We'll see when it comes members live time if I want to try and do something on the road. If we do, it'll be more or less just a chat. We're not going to be making anything in the car. But we can definitely have okay, there's something in here. It's probably antiquing. The stuff they use to antique pieces sometimes clogs holes up. See, it went right out. That's good. Check the other side while we're at it. So we'll see what I decide. Oops, this guy has already got the crimp on it. See what we decide to do tomorrow. It is a pretty long drive down to where we're going, though actually it's a little shorter this time because it's usually at the Idaho State Fairgrounds in Boise. But apparently the fairgrounds is tearing up where they usually allow us to set up at for a new water system. So we couldn't do it this year. So now we're going to tug this. Now, because I know these little beads will not go through twice, I don't even have to get it. We'll cut this off. We're going to slide our flush cutter right up to the edge of and just trim that off right there. So there is one side all ready to go. I'm sorry to hear that, Beth, that the dark beads are not helping your depression a bit. But I actually like black, brown, gray beads. They go with so much, and you can put them just about everywhere. And mix them up with some colors, Beth. Just drag some colors out of your stash. I know you got them. And mix them up with some colors. Let's see. We want to make sure our wing will move here. For instance, that strand of Malaysian jade would go really well with dark purple or a deep red. That would work great. I know some people, when they're doing their boxes, they want to be solely use the box stuff if they can. I am not one of those people. I am of the opinion if it works, use it and don't worry about it. So I made this one loop bigger than the other ones, and it slides over the wingtip better, but that's all right. It works. It still slides a little bit. So we'll set these aside. So there is our wires on. And I want to put a couple of these little guys on here right now. So I don't want anything way close to, since these are on string, I know the holes are going to be tiny without even really checking. So I want a few little daisy spacers to go between these little guys. So we'll get a few daisy spacers out. Oh, you come back here. Nobody said you could leave. Yeah, looks like I'm getting butterfingers to start the morning out with, but that's all right. So we could do both sides at the same time if we feel like it. I'll just have to put a bead stopper on one side. Here you. I have PT at 1 o'clock today. They've cut my PT down to once a week, which is sort of nice. I don't have to worry about being in more than one place very much. Now I'm going to double here. I do like to do multiple spacers. I think they have an interesting look when you do doubles. So what I'm going to do is we're going to step up from this little bead using a bigger spacer here. So we've stepped her up here, and we're going to then I'm trying to decide if I want to go to one of these. We want to step up that large all at once, or do we want to go to the black agate? We also could go to the star cut if we wanted something. That's what we'll do. We'll go to the star cut. Okay, I missed stuff. You're not a purple person, huh? Yes, they did show up in the, I'll show you. The purples and the reds in these, yeah, definitely showed up purple and red in here. See, well, you say orange. Well, I guess it is closer to orange than red. It just reminds me of red jasper. So that's why I thought red. But see this one? Way purple here. That one right there was purple. This one on the very end is a purple. This is probably one of my favorite things in the box. I loved this odd variation of color in these. And usually, you know, when they do dyed Malaysian jade, it's just one color. And these are multicolor, and I think they're really cool looking. I think these would look really pretty if they did this kind of a dye job with other colors for other things like orange and yellow or orange and red. That would be pretty for summer if you wanted some nice summertime colors. As you can see, the purple shows up in these too. See how the purple flashed into that? Okay. Little bat swing here. Nope, not this little thing. Those little thin wires are the worst. If you get one of these little pieces, it gets into your foot or your hand, like having a nasty, it's like having a nasty splinter. Well, I guess that's exactly what it is a splinter, but now this is what I meant by it looks like a double bead, how it makes a nice double bead cap here. Yeah, exactly. Tie-dye effect. And it would be really, really pretty. Blue and purple. Green and yellow. I mean, like I said, the Malaysia jade, they usually just dye it one color, and you are being an obnoxious strand. Go up there. Okay, don't go up there. I like it. Oh, come back here. Gonna really have to straighten up when I'm done here because I got my beads all over the place, all mixed together. Come on, you. There we go. I like it. So we're going to take this off this side, and we're now going to, oops, don't come off, you guys. I need some more little round daisy spacers, I think, at least a couple. And then we'll see how long it ends up being. Of course, if I just leave it like this, and if it's not long enough, we can always put extender chain on. And sometimes that's the better thing to do when you think about it, because that way somebody with a smaller wrist can wear it as well. So now we want the star cut, which there's a few right here. One of these. Is this what it is? Yes. And then one of these guys, the big guy. I obviously didn't turn the notifications off because I'm getting messages. I've got the new circlet that I did the video for behind me. I'm still trying to decide if I want that video to go up on Friday or on Saturday. So I'll have to decide when it's exporting from its present home right now up to the laptop so that it can go on to the YouTube. And then we got the two tinies. 1 and 2. And we get a bead stopper here on this side. Oops. Now I love these, but this red one for some reason always wants to snap its protective piece off. I like the protective piece. I got these at Softflex. I like the protective piece because then it doesn't bite on into your fingers so much when you're trying to pinch it like that. So, come around. I think it's going to be really cute. So, at the present moment, the beading takes it up to 8 inches, which might actually be even a little too big. We'll see. So go on your wrist, pull around like this. And actually, yeah, I think it might be too big. We may have to take off our little beads at the end. Oh, come here, you. I have some memory wire stuck at the bottom of this. It can stay there. So pull this onto here. Pull it around. And this is 7 inches right here. And we're overlapping back here. Once we get our hardware on, that's going to be too close. So, yes, I think I'm going to take off the little tinies on the ends here. Let's see what we got. That's fine. We can do that. So anyway, I'm going to take my tinies off of this side. Because these are already, is already bigger than I want it to be. And once we put the hardware on, it might be way too big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this together like this. And instead of having 2 of these on, I'm going to just put it both on one, tightly on one. And I'm going to do that because your hardware is going to take up at least the space of your bead stopper. So go back over there. We're going to pull it up tight. And then we'll put it back on the mandrel and see what it sits at right there. Well, it sits nowhere because it's being naughty. Come here, you. Flip this over to the other side. There we go. Well, it may be just a teeny bit bigger than 7, but I think we're going to go with it. So we need to get some jump rings and a lobster claw, and we'll put this puppy together. Well, it's a bat, not a puppy. So I'm going to get the antique silver lobster claw out. Now see what I'm saying? It's going to be bigger than this. I may want to even take off these end spacers because we have to make our loop with our soft flex. And then after we make our loop with our soft flex, we have to put the jump rings on. So now soft flex does say that you don't need to, you can just directly make a loop out of your soft flex. I tend to not do that. I mean, you can. I've done it before. And they actually say go for it like that. But I haven't done so in many years. So I'm going to get a couple of our crimp tubes out here. Now, because we used a bigger bead here, we may not need, I mean, we may be able to just go through this bead. And probably can go through this bead. Yep. I'm going to have it come out right there, though, because this is, well, it could come out on the other side of that spacer, but I don't want it to go through the bead cap. And the answer to why is because this is going to, see, the line is going to fight for space. And if you come out, say, under this bead cap, it's going to bunch your bead cap up there. It's not going to want to come through. So, come on. And if you don't think you'll ever want to change your hardware, you can just hardwire this right into the soft flex as well. I don't do that because your lobster claws can break, and if they break and you've got it hardwired into here, you're screwed as far as just changing the one piece. You have to string. I'd have to restring the whole of one side, and I wouldn't want to do that if I could avoid it. Oh, come on, cut. There we go. So there is the one side done. Well, as far as getting this area done. And then we'll get this off and do this other side. Now see, this is a really pretty, anyway, I really like this bracelet. And I will like it better when I get my flatbacks on. But, so, come here, you. Now this is one of those bracelets that, because I've got it done in the center, attached in the center, don't want that through there, you have to be careful on both sides. You know, when you're doing a normal bracelet that goes all the way across without any attachment in the center like this, you can just be really lazy with one side and just get it, crimp it and get it, and then push your beads up onto it. In this instance, you can't, because you've got that middle. They're already got that spot done. So I hope you understood that. That was sort of a weird, convoluted description. But, and yes, I have messed up before and thought, oh, well, I can just bead this just like normal. I don't have to worry about, you know, one side or the other, you know, it being tight. And I did the, just crimped it, and it was like, uh-oh, that was a mistake, because now I had to restring it because that one side, because I hadn't taken into account that I had a middle focal, and so it was using they were using the space that I normally would use for the other side of the bracelet. So here's our. Now I need to get a couple of jump rings and put our lobster claw on and get it finished being put together. And then we'll glue our two pieces on here, and it'll be finished, though it will have to dry because your glue always has to dry. So I need to get a couple of jump rings out. Got a mess here that I need to clean up. What else is new, right? Now, I always tend to use a medium and a large jump ring when I'm putting together bracelets and necklaces, but you don't have to. In fact, if you need it to be a little smaller, you can always switch down to the smaller jump ring because your lobster claw will fit into this jump ring, but it's just a little, makes it a little harder to open and close your bracelet. And I suspect this is going to be about 7 1/4 to 7 1/2 once I get all the hardware on. Come on. Now see, that was much wider than the width of our, could have actually had both of them still sitting there to get our width there. Oh yeah, see, it's almost 7 3/4 now, but that's all right. Now we just need to glue our little flatbacks on, and our bracelet's finished. It's a little larger than I would like it to be. It would be a little large on me because I've got about a 7 to 7 1/4 inch wrist. Depends on the day because sometimes I swell a little bit, but see, it's the whole length of our lobster claw if I want it tight. Some people don't like a tight bracelet. I prefer it to be not really tight, but not really loose either. So but it's finished other than putting our crystals on. Crystal English cut. That's you. I'm going to get some of these things put away because otherwise they make a mess, and I don't want glue on all of our pieces here. I think that's all the crystal cuts right there. You all done? Yep. This strand is being a bugger. It wants to run all over the place. I think it's this agate back. Yep. This is the one that made the mess out of everything because it just decided it wanted to go and not stay folded up. Oop, there's 2 more of those and another English cut right here. Gonna have to get those and fix. Oh, there's a 3rd one. See, they were running all over the place. I've had people tell me that it's distracting when I clean up my desk while we're working, but frankly, I can't stand when I go to do another piece of something and I've got beads all over the place, because I am notorious for knocking them off my desk and then I have beads all over the floor. I would rather clean up a little bit than have beads all over the floor. Okay. Now I left those kitty cats out, and I'll probably want to get some more of these various pieces out as I go too. These are all bead caps. There's some daisy spacers. This daisy spacer has a little piece of wire stuck off the side of it. I've had that happen before. And my other spacers, the corrugated spacers. So push those up to the top and keep them sort of out of the way. Get our crystals out here. There's another freaking agate. These agates were just running all over the place. So now we need to put these little guys on here. I kept my tweezers out so I could do that. And when I'm putting crystals on, rather than try to put the glue on the crystal, oh, come on, open up, baby. I tend to just take and put just a little dab of glue where they're going to sit at. Down. That's enough. And then we will just take our tweezers, pick up the crystal that we're going to put on, and drop it down into place. Now, as you can see, there's some extra glue between the two crystals, and this has to dry up about 15-20 minutes, and then I can take my tweezers and pull that extra glue off. Works pretty well, actually. So there we go. She's all done, other than the cleanup of the crystals there. Like I said, it was a little longer than I actually wanted it to be, but I'm liking it. So didn't use the chain, so it can get put away. So what do you guys think? Should I have my the circlet video up for Friday or for Saturday? I will warn you, it's 2 hours long. You can, of course, go through, speed through places if you prefer to do so. Obviously, I'm not going to stop you from doing that. And there's probably a few times where I'm off camera a little bit, and that's because the wire is 2 feet long, the base wire that we're using. So there's our bat. She just needs to dry and have the glue cleaned out of the middle of it. So I'm going to turn us up here. I got to tighten the set screw on my tripod here. Head here wants to bag down for some reason, which is sort of driving me nuts. But it's moving right now. I can see it. So anyway, we got our bat done. We looked at our fairy silk or side, what do they call it? Side hemmed silk from Allegory Gallery. Some really pretty colors there. We have looked at my friend mail from my Beading Buddy, Chris. And then we looked at the Bargain Bead Box and made this really pretty necklace. Where do I get what stones, Dorothy? The flatback crystals? Just get them at Michael's or Hobby Lobby, if that's what you're meaning. Yeah, the flatback crystals, I get them at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. You can also order them from Fire Mountain Gems. They are not called Swarovski anymore. They're either Preciosa or they're just called, what do they call them? They're either by Preciosa, like I say, or they're just called Austrian crystals or some such thing like that. So, so anyway, there we go. There's our bat bracelet. It's almost time. It's time for me to get off here. We've been on for almost an hour and 45 minutes since we decided to make the bracelet as well as show all the goodies. And I do have a PT appointment in about an hour and 15 minutes. So anyway, we need to go and we will see you all later. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and I loved having you here. Remember, I will not be on live for the rest of the week unless I just decide I've got the time and pop in. And I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I sort of tend to doubt it, but you never can tell. Anyway, we haven't decided what day I'm going to put the circlet video up. It will be Friday or Saturday. But I will make that decision when I finish having it exported and sent up to YouTube. And we'll see you all later. Bye-bye.